Welcome, everybody, to another great episode of Real Life Matters. And of course, I am your host, DBoss. And I just want to encourage everybody that they're doing their 15 minutes or more of laughing every day, because that helps you release the endorphins off your body. It helps you to keep youthful. That's what someone was saying, keeps you very youthful. It's the soul to your life. And also, it's free. So you don't have to pay to laugh. if that's what someone had told me, so don't kill the messenger. And also, it tones your abs, but you cannot don't stop doing your regular exercise, because some people may still have to work a little bit more on the ab section than others. And it's for all ages, so it's not just limited to one set or individual or age group. It's for everybody. So you guys can do 30 minutes. You're good. Calls if you don't have anybody, call somebody. Just put on something funny. There's all kinds of things that you can do. You could sit around some friends, and everybody who you know that's funny. You will be laughing all the time. So I do want to thank the people who have been doing it and continue to do it. So I'm just going to, later on I'm going to be talking about the benefits of coconut water, and also watermelon. So in addition to the laughing. But today we got some people here. He's been here before, and they're from the Walnut Foundation, and they're going to be talking today about men's prostate cancer health. So we're going to let them explain everything that's going on, what they're doing. They're going to be having a function also. So, these are great men to talk about these issues. So, everybody just listen up and take the advice that they are going to let you know. So with no further ado, I introduce to you Anthony Henry, and he's the president, and then Ken Noel, who's the executive director. So welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Thanks
Yes.
for having us.
Well, I see everybody smiling, so they're taking a little note of what I said.
Yes.
You're laughing.
And it's free. It's
Laughing
free. It
indeed.
keeps you healthy. So, all right. So here at Real Life Matters, we like to know everybody's culture, where they come from. So, Anthony, what's your cultural background?
So I'm originally from Jamaica, actually. I, s- I lived the first 15 years of my life there, and I'm living in Canada.
Okay. Well, you guys can't say Jamaica because people are going to ask which part of Jamaica.
Hanover.
Okay. Thank you. Because Jamaica's a big place. It's not this like it's just one little one little island and you only see one speck of people.
Yeah,
All right. And
sure.
Ken, where do you come from?
I'm originally from Guyana.
I thought so.
You thought the accent.
Well, I know it could be from Barbados. So,
Oh, yeah,
but I
okay.
know you got family from Barbados, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, both my parents come from there.
okay.
So, and I got some uncles and stuff that moved to Jamaica. And they, well, my on my dad's side, they like to move all over the place. So they said that the Caribbean isn't just one place. You could live everywhere you want.
Yes.
Sounds good. Sounds good. One big happy Pan-African family.
Yes. So
Okay.
that's all good. All right. So, you could tell us. So, who's going to tell what? Like about the foundation and why you started it.
So let
So,
Anthony start off on that.
Okay.
okay.
So the Walnut Foundation, we are a men's health and prostate cancer support group.
Okay.
Um, the the organization was founded in 2007 by Dr. Winston Isaac and and Simon Samuel, two prostate cancer survivors.
Okay.
They were concerned at the time about the silence and secrecy around prostate cancer, and the fact that when they were diagnosed, they couldn't find good, reliable information.
Okay.
What they also found out was that we were differently impacted by prostate cancer. And so they wanted to see what they could do about it from their perch as men who were impacted, and they wanted to share their story. So, in a nutshell, that's kind of where we started out. Today, we have grown to be a larger organization, doing much more than just education around prostate cancer. A big part of what we do now is prostate cancer screening.
Oh, you do that there?
Yeah,
Or
the reason for that is, there is a higher than normal incidence of prostate
okay,
cancer in our community. We are 76% more likely to be diagnosed with
okay.
prostate cancer and twice as likely to die from it.
Wow.
And so it means that we have to be a part of the conversation around prostate cancer. We have to do a lot of legwork around building awareness about prostate cancer. And so that's really our focus, right? So we do monthly meetings. We do support groups once per month, the last Thursday in each month.
Okay.
And I mentioned the screening and that we're doing, a lot of that preventative type work. So since I came in the last time, we've screened about 500 men in the Greater Toronto
Wow.
area. And why are we doing this? We're trying to see if we can catch prostate cancer while it's still embedded within the prostate gland, because it's easier to treat then. And if we catch it early, it's treatable. It's a treatable disease.
Okay.
So your audience needs to know that they need to do the screening. In terms of the recommendation for the general population is that you start screening at age 50.
50? Okay.
But for our population, because we have a higher incidence,
Okay.
from prostate cancer, the recommendation is that we start earlier.
Like 40?
At 40, age 40.
Okay.
Yeah. So the idea is to get a baseline PSA test and then follow up every year. So you do a test every year after that to see what your status is like.
So is that different from, so what's the process of that? Like the PSA testing, is that
It's just a
looking
blood test.
in the place where men don't want any men
Yeah.
to look in, like that's a big stigma. No, man, no, I don't want to do that.
Huge stigma.
Yeah.
And I think you're referring there to the digital exam,
Yes.
right? Where the doctor would put a gloved finger, inside the rectum
Yeah.
to check the circumference of the prostate to see
Okay.
if there is any growth there. Now, a lot of men shy away from that. The issue is, though, do you want the test administered or do you want to die? All right.
Okay.
So that's one check. The other check, which is done more frequently nowadays, it's a simple blood test where they
Okay.
they do a basic blood test, right?
Okay.
And they test it to see what the level of the PSA, prostate specific antigen. So that's a marker that's in the blood.
Okay.
So they're checking to see what the level is at, right? And then they monitor you year over year over a period of time to see what the trend is. Is that number going up? Is it stable? Is it going down? Sort of thing.
So this is what you do at the Walnut Clinic.
Exactly.
Okay. The blood, the
Blood
blood taking the blood test, right? I was going to ask you, Walnut. Is there significance to that name? Why they called it Walnut?
Yeah, sure. So when a man is in his 20s, his prostate is about the size of a walnut.
Okay.
And so what happens is, as you get older, that gland grows in size.
Okay.
And it can press against the urethra. And so it impacts urine flow.
Okay.
Okay. So that issue is common to a lot of men as they age. That walnut gland, size gland gets bigger.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, so that's basically it. But the
Okay, so
issue,
but guess what? So there is a significance to the name calling it walnut, so people understand that it's not
exactly.
just some name that we just called the foundation. So the walnut
Correct.
has something to it
Yeah. So
behind
in
it.
other words, you have to get to know
We don't want no
your
walnuts
you
right
need to know
now.
your walnut, so to speak.
Okay. Well, it's a good name. It's with the people that found it. Thought of it. It's pretty. Why it's called that, because
Right.
probably get a lot of people say, why do you call the place the walnut?
Exactly. A conversation starter.
Yep.
Yes. All right. So this has been going on. So and then you say you yourself has been a cancer survivor, right,
Correct.
Yes,
Anthony?
both of
Um,
us. Both of us.
You too also can.
Yes.
Wow.
so a number of our members are prostate cancer survivors,
Wow.
a good percentage, right?
Okay.
And that's a positive because
Yes.
if
At
you
least
go
they can
back,
tell people because it's
Yeah.
you went through it.
yeah,
Yep.
if you
Okay.
go back to what I said earlier, if we can catch this cancer early enough in the game,
Mhm.
it can be treated, right? And
Mhm.
you can go on to live a very productive life after that, and a happy life after. You mentioned laughing and laughter, but if you can lick it, so to speak, as we would say in popular jargon, then you have a hope, right?
Right.
Mhm.
And the statistics are worked not just on the black population, also the Spanish community too, right? They're higher in that also, correct or no?
So we with the global statistics really look
Yes.
black men
Mm-hmm.
from countries in West Africa and the Afro Caribbean islands are the
Okay.
highest death incidence of death within the world. We did a study in Ontario a few years ago with Dr. Aisha Lofters looking at the incidence of prostate cancer among immigrant men because we don't keep race-based data.
Okay.
Canada. So it found that immigrants from West Africa and the Caribbean had the highest incidence of prostate cancer in Ontario, based on immigrant men,
Wow.
among all other ethnicities.
And there's so many people out there that haven't even been tested because they have that stigma in their head, and it's very important. Like after I saw the episode when I did it with Anthony was last year, and I told so many people, and they were looking at me like, "What?" I said, "Well, you go watch that episode, and you'll go see for yourself." And they said, and then they went.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Then they went. It's not just coming from me as
Yeah.
women saying that. It's coming from actual men that survived it and went through it. And then after they don't have the support that you need. So this is why you have that there, so people can talk, because that's not something that you get up and you sit around the table. Oh hi, what's going on with no, because people don't really talk about that. So that's good that you guys have that outlet available to people, and men of all ages can go to you guys
Mhm.
Yes,
to
absolutely.
Yeah, of course. And you know what? It's good that you're bringing us on the program to talk about this,
mhm,
because we need to speak about this issue. We need
yeah.
to get that information out so people know. One of the other things they found in another study was that our community was not aware of our higher risk. Right. So
Oh,
in addition to the stigma issue of men not wanting to get the digital exam or to do the blood tests, there's also the issue of them not knowing that they're at higher risk. Right. And so
right.
these kinds of conversations are very important in terms of changing, the trajectory and the face of this disease. Um,
Mhm.
Mhm.
And that includes the people of mixed race that have black in them too. So some of them might think,
Yes,
oh well, then maybe it's not me. Yes, it is.
right, right.
You know what I mean? Yes, that
anyone
includes you.
anyone with a prostate, for that
Yes,
matter. So, you're gay, you're straight, you're transitioning, whatever the issue may be, you're
Yes,
impacted as long as you have that prostate gland in.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So how did you feel, Ken, when you were going through this, and and because Anthony said that there's a lot of people that who come become members after, maybe they went through it. So, how did you? What's your story?
So when I was first diagnosed, it's about 12 years ago. Um, Again, I went looking for information and couldn't find information. Found that there was real silence within the community. No one wants to speak about it. But it's through a lot of research and persistence, I found Dr. Winston Isaac.
Okay.
Um, he was referred to me. I found him. We had a discussion. He explained about the Walnut Foundation and the work that he's trying to do. Um, he actually helped me through my journey.
Okay.
So at the time, I said, okay, how can we get this out into the community? So a few years later, he said, well, let's start a conference targeting the Black community about prostate cancer. So
Okay.
between the two of us, we started the very first conference about 10 years ago. And that's how we started this whole conference. And we've touched on various aspects of prostate cancer that bother men. So that's why this year's conference, we're answering a question that's always coming to us. Why are Black men disproportionately affected by prostate cancer?
Hmm.
And that's a question we get all the time from our support groups. We go to presentations, health fairs, and there one question is always going to come up: why are Black men disproportionately, affected? So we decided to frame this conference around that particular topic of why are Black men, disproportionately affected. So we started to look around. So how can we address this whole issue? People are not aware that this is a global issue. So
Mm.
we've got Chris Bennett, who's the director of Global Health Equity in Movember, who's one of our sponsors, to talk about the global aspect of this. Um, we've got Anthony sharing his story because people aren't aware that families are affected by this. Anthony is one of 4 family members affected by prostate cancer.
Okay. One of
So
4. Hmm.
that's one of the biggest issues is that we find once a father, grandfather, an uncle, then it spreads through the rest of the men in the family, and people aren't aware
Okay.
of that. We want to bring that
So
to the
what kind
table.
of symptoms do people feel if they, maybe makes them think, what, maybe I should go get my prostate check or get the testing done? What do you
There,
feel?
there- unfortunately, there's in its early stages, there's no one symptom that you
There's
can
nothing,
point.
right?
You know, there are minor things within your health, like maybe there's a loss of libido, for example, meaning that
Okay.
something's going around urologically, but not necessarily cancer. But it's saying
Okay.
that you got to get to your doctor and find out what's going on.
Okay.
In the later stages, you get up to urine several times a night,
Okay.
but that's when it starts to go bad. Things like blood in the ejaculate, for example,
Okay.
signs that something is going on that you need to get checked.
So
But in
maybe some people see these things, but they don't think, oh, well, maybe it's
yeah,
not. But those are things that you have to say, hold on, let me go get checked out.
in my case,
You
it's
didn't check it out early, right?
by accident I found it. I did a
Wow.
routine. I did an extensive medical through my job to one of these private medical clinics, and the guy said, "Hey, by the way, your PSA level is a bit high."
Mm.
That's a
So
level in the blood.
and that's in the blood, and he says, "You should go check it out with your doctor."
So you didn't. So at that time, you probably didn't really understand. What do you mean, my PSA level? You
Exactly.
probably didn't know what that was, right?
No, I
Yeah.
Like
started
a lot
doing
of
research.
majority people.
Uh,
Yeah,
Sometimes it might just be frequent urination, right?
Okay.
You might chalk it up to, well, I was drinking a lot, or maybe I drank more liquid than normal, or
Okay.
maybe you're drinking a lot more for whatever reason. right? So you're
Mhm.
you're urinating. You know, the symptoms. It's not like it's you're feeling pain or anything like that.
No,
Okay, so you don't feel pain or
No.
anything. That's what
So
I'm trying to say.
in
no,
Okay.
effect, it could creep
Ken's
up
like,
on.
no, he didn't feel nothing.
nothing, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like, you might think, and but the thing is that this is what it. You didn't feel nothing, but then look what happened.
And you know what? Sometimes it might be nothing. It might just be a urinary tract infection, right?
Exactly.
Right.
So you might think, well, it'll go away, or you go to the doctor, and they might give you
He
some
gives you some antibiotics because he's
antibiotics.
not going to really
Yeah.
check.
But
Say,
they don't
well,
look
let's check
deeper,
that.
you know. But if you're monitoring, if you're doing that blood test on an annual
Okay.
basis, that's one way to tell that there's something going on. Because if that number spikes significantly year over year, then that might be a reason to go do some more investigations, right?
So what's the normal level your PS supposed to be at?
Yeah. So normally, you could be south of 2, the number 2, right?
Okay.
But when your numbers start going up to 3, 4, 5, or jumping from, in my case, went from like 2.61 in 1 year to 4.41 the following
Okay.
year,
Okay.
then that plus my family history would cause them to say, hey, there might be something going on here. Let's have you go talk to a urologist,
Okay.
right? And then the urologist would recommend that you do a biopsy or MRI or something like that, right?
Okay. So you had
But
all of the above, or you just had one?
all of the above, right?
Okay.
In my case, and the determination was made that from the biopsy that yes, there were cancer cells present, and then we
Mhm.
had to decide what to do about it, right?
Mhm.
So when they do the biopsy, they check the cells to see, how aggressive the cancer is,
Mhm.
and sometimes
They put you to sleep for that. Do you go to sleep for that, or is it? Are you up or?
well,
You're
you're awake, and you can certainly feel when they're taking the samples.
Oh my gosh.
You can
Yeah,
hear
well, it's important to tell people that because people thinking that maybe they go to sleep or something. No,
yeah,
you're up.
you know.
Okay.
But there's no substitute for being proactive and knowing.
Yes.
I mean, think about it. We do, you know, if the engine oil light comes on our cars, we go check it out. You
Yes.
know, every couple of months, we do our oil change. So if we're willing to do that and maintain our cars, why would we want to maintain our body? And one of the ways to do that for men is to get that PSA done annually. You know, it's not that
Okay.
complicated, really.
no, especially if there's a family history, especially,
Mhm.
and you've got to be
Mhm.
vigilant
And even
over
if
it.
there's not, you want to be safe.
You want to be
Exactly.
safe. Absolutely. It's part of getting a physical every year. You have the PSA test done.
Okay. So how long does it take to get your appointment? Like if they have to come, somebody is going to you to book it, or if they go, how long do they have to wait to come in to get that test done?
So we normally do this through pop-ups in partnership with Princess Margaret Cancer Center. So they
Okay.
take the blood, um, and they take it back to their labs at Princess Margaret Cancer Center, and
Okay.
then within about 4 weeks they would send out the results. They would send a letter to the person saying, um, either it's normal or, by the
It's
way,
obvious.
it looks like it's normal, or please contact your healthcare professional immediately and start on a program of being tested.
Mhm.
Okay. But I guess sometimes you might get that test. There's probably a lot of people that probably get the result and say, "Oh, look, I'm gonna try some
Mhm.
what are the herbal remedies or natural
Yes.
remedies and stuff like that."
Yeah, and
So
that's a lot of times
that's
that's the case.
okay.
Mhm. And so this is where our support group comes in, and
Mm-hmm.
all the education sessions that we run in conjunction with our partners in the
Right.
community, the churches, the community health centers, other nonprofits, right? Is to
Okay.
educate people. And then also, if they're diagnosed, if they happen to be diagnosed, then there's a place where they can come, a safe space where they can
Right.
come and talk to men who have been similarly impacted,
Okay.
who can help them along their journey, so to speak.
And how they deal with their family members, or if anything,
Exactly.
or
Yep.
their paperwork, like if something is sold thing, what are you going to leave for your family? If that's the case, but you have to talk those things,
Mhm.
and I guess that's where you guys come in as a
Yeah.
support group to,
Yes.
Exactly.
to
Because
transition. Maybe there's people that's not going to make it, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
how do you, like, you I know that you have to address those issues, but how do they, because they don't want to sit there and talk to their family, so it's better to talk to you guys out there. So you okay, well,
you know,
okay, so what do you say, so I guess
you
you guys
know,
are out all day telling everybody what you
yeah,
say, what you did.
yeah. A good thing about our group is that the men in our organization have had different treatment modalities, right?
Hmm.
Some of us have not been on active surveillance. This is where your cancer is deemed to be, non-aggressive and doesn't need treating right away. Right.
Okay.
Some of us have gone the surgery route. Right. Some of us have done, radiation. Some of us have done hormone treatment, and some of us some combination of all of those. Right. So
Okay.
there's a great body of experience within our organization. Right. And in terms of providing peer-to-peer support. Right.
Right.
But we also have access to the experts from some of the top centers in Canada uh,
Right.
and around the world, right?
And they
Who
come to the facility there where you guys are at too?
they
Mostly
can,
online.
yeah, they can
Mostly.
come
Oh, they come
online.
online. Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
Like for
And then
example,
go ahead.
for the conference, we're having Dr. Belinda Morrison from Jamaica join us from Kingston. She's
Oh,
one of the
okay.
top urologists in Kingston, and also she's a senior lecturer at the University of West Indies Medical School. So she would join us, and we've had other urologists from the Caribbean join us at some of our conferences as well.
yeah. We've had Dr. Thwaites from Antigua. We've had
Antigua, Robin Roberts from the
mhm,
Bahamas.
mhm,
Okay.
mhm. So we try to
So
make the
this,
conferences as diverse as possible, right?
yes.
Absolutely.
Uh, and the people who are coming in from the Caribbean, they can talk about what are they seeing in Jamaica, in St. Kitts, in Grenada, in wherever, right? Or Bahamas.
Okay.
What are you seeing in the UK? What are you seeing in the USA? What's happening in Canada, right?
Okay.
Because we're all Black people, right? And the issue really has to be addressed on a Pan-African basis, right? So at each
Okay.
conference, we try to bring in experts from different places, not just where we are here in the Greater Toronto area. Yeah,
Yeah, from everywhere, and that way they can incorporate those things wherever they're
exactly.
at. Also, from learning from you guys.
Yep. Yep.
Exactly.
And our audience is not only from the Toronto area, it's across Canada, the US, the UK, the Caribbean. So we attract a wide range of audiences. As long
Okay.
as
So
it
this
can
is
come
on virtual. Is virtual, or is it?
virtual. We've
Okay.
got a limited number of in-person seating because we're partnered
Okay.
with a member, but it's mostly virtual.
Okay.
It's all virtual. So people from Barbados can sign in. The people from
Trinidad and
Barbados,
all that.
wherever,
Okay.
Wherever, yeah,
UK.
UK. Yeah. Once
Yep.
they know the time zone or
Once you
what
know the
time.
time zone, it's 10
Yeah.
a.m. Eastern time, and they calculate what it is in their regions, and they can
Yeah.
sign in.
Well, you trust me. Some people don't don't calculate the things right. I don't know if it's a thing, but you just search on Google what time is it. If it's 10
Yeah.
10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, what
right.
is it in blah this time that
Yeah,
it'll give you? But
exactly.
if they don't put in the right time, then we missed it.
Yeah.
Well,
No, we
ask
don't want
someone.
that at all.
We missed it. Well, what do you? Well, then you have to watch the replay. So, okay. So when this after, I know you guys must talk. Okay, after you're survived, that you went through all the treatment and you did everything. So the people say, do you get back your normal life? Like, some people say, oh, you're having sex. Can you have sex again? This kinds of these questions will come up. Like, well, will I be able to do what I used to do, or no?
No,
You know,
so that's the biggest misnomer about this is that your sex life is over. Sex life is not
Well,
over.
that's why I said.
It's impacted, yes,
Hmm.
but the science and technology has come so far these days that
Okay.
it's no longer as in the past that if you have prostate cancer, you're castrated and that's it. But
Okay.
science and technology,
You're castrated, but that's a little bit different.
that's what it was.
That's a little bit extreme, kid. You want to scare people?
you know,
No, that's
actually,
what it was a long time
You'll
ago. And
still have it'll still be there, but you can use it.
actually, last year's conference dealt with just that.
Oh,
The
yeah,
whole conference was about what happens after
what
after
happens
sex.
after?
after. Yeah, well,
Yes,
that's why I asked the question,
Yeah.
like, what happens after?
and it was, it
Like,
was very encouraging to the men, the
okay,
audiences, because you know people survive and they carry on healthy sex lives well into their
after.
80s and 90s, right?
Okay.
So we try to
But we're
get
hearing it from you guys, so you
yeah,
must know. No, I'm just playing.
Well, there's life after a diagnosis.
There's life after this.
this life
So
after.
there's a positive note, because that's,
It's a
I guess, the
positive
first
note.
thing that men think. That's the first thing, that they're thinking in their head. And as a woman, I'm thinking that in my head, okay, what would the men think? I think they would be thinking that.
Mhm.
And
And
I'm
the
right.
women as well too. And I mean the women are impacted as well. So, you know, they're people and sex is very important to women as well. So,
Yeah.
you know, we just have
Mm-hmm.
to reassure them and
I'm
make
saying, mhm.
make them a part of the story. They have to be part of the solution.
Yeah,
They are part of the solution.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Well,
they have to be a part of everything to know what's going on, because if you don't know what's happening, and of course that's going to be something they're going to ask, what's going to happen, what's happening
yes,
with this, and if they didn't have any kids and
Mhm.
stuff like that, well, will he be able to have children? All those things come
Yeah.
into play, right? So
absolutely.
those
And
something that's very, very
that's one of the issues that is discussed at diagnosis when they come to the support group meetings. We'll talk about do you need to store
okay.
your sperm, or that
Yeah,
some of
Your
those kind of
sperm and or something, or freeze them, or
yeah.
yeah, exactly. So there's solutions.
okay.
We've come a long way.
We've
Mhm.
very long way.
Well, this is information. This is vital, and people out there, the viewers, want to know that. Maybe sometimes they might be shy to say something, but I guess that's why I'm DBoss. So I have to. Well, why didn't you ask them? I want to know. you know, I'll get penalized. Well, ask Anthony and Ken. They were there. Why don't you ask them that? So I got questions. That's why I asked the questions,
Yeah,
because people want to know. They don't want to ask themselves, but
yeah,
this is where I'm the voice for to ask these
Yeah.
things. So
And some of
and
the
then
big
also
issues,
I want to know for my own self too.
yeah,
yeah.
some of the big issues around is the whole issue of masculinity in black men.
Mhm.
You know, they that will prevent them
Oh,
from getting tested.
Mhm.
One of the speakers we're having on the 19th is Dr. Shane Joseph. Um, he's a psychologist and he's also the CEO of Roots. And he's going to talk about masculinity, issues of masculinity in men that prevent them from getting themselves checked. It's a very
okay.
important topic around why black men are disproportionately affected.
Mhm.
And some people might think, because I work out at the gym every day and blah blah blah. I have my smoothie, and then I guess like you guys were like that too, had your fruit juices and
Absolutely.
all that, and
Yeah,
then you know shouldn't have happened to me, and here I am.
there
So
I
that's
am.
just showing you that you have to get checked.
That's a
Exactly.
standard story we hear from the men. I've been going to
Hmm.
the gym,
I
if
drink
we've
my
got,
Irish
yeah,
moss or whatever they do.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Anthony would know. Mix
That's
it. I don't know what they mix in Guyana or whatever. They mix different concoctions together. The women
coconut
can't drink
oil.
that. No, no, no. It's the men that drink this. So you guys know, coming from the Caribbean, what
Yeah,
different things that people say. Oh no, I have my this and that, but that's not the point. The
yeah,
point is that you have to go get your levels, to get the blood test and get tested on a regular
Absolutely.
basis.
yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So critical to still do your checks and your
Hmm.
scans, even if you're having your Irish Moss and your soursop and your Cersei and
Yeah, that's
uh,
the other one.
yeah, we know about all these things, right?
Yeah.
But you
Yes.
still need to get your checks, your scans, and things like that. Yeah,
No, because some people think that, oh, they're having that, oh, I'm good. No, that doesn't mean anything, because probably drank that a lot too. But look
Oh
what
yeah.
happened.
yeah, for sure.
Both of you. So it's like, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't have, this prostate does not have any gender. If you're shape, size, if they're athletic, it could just show up. So it's better to just
Exactly.
get prevention. Prevention is better than cure. So you're
Exactly.
trying to right now. Yes, it's gonna people are gonna happen, but you're trying to prevent it so they know about it, and if it's something happens in the earlier stages.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You
And
know,
and
one.
things exercise and diet is another thing that really helps a lot too, to keep your
Okay.
body healthy. There's scientific evidence and plant-based diets help
Okay.
prevent it, but it's going to help your body to fight it off.
Okay. The organics.
Yeah.
Yeah. The issue of genetics will also be addressed, and we have Dr. Neil Fleshner, who's one of the top uro-oncologists in the
In
Toronto
Canada. Yeah.
in Canada, who will be talking about genetics. He is involved with us in a genetic study
Okay.
here in Toronto. So great resource to have. And so he'll be talking about that program and the whole genetics piece, which will be important for people like me who have a strong family history of prostate cancer. I'm
Okay.
one of 4 family members impacted.
Wow.
Also, it's important for us to participate in research as well. And Dr. Aisha Lofters will be there. And she'll be talking about the issues from a research perspective and why it's important for us to participate in research so we can have better outcomes, health outcomes for ourselves. Because a lot of the drugs that are, created
Mm-hmm.
not have enough uh, input from Black folks, right?
Okay.
So that's another critical piece. We want the treatment uh, to reflect input from our community. And
Okay.
so it's important that despite the concerns about, issues like Tuskegee and, how we were mistreated under those studies, for example, we still have to engage with the system. We have to be
Mm-hmm.
proactive. And so she'll talk about some of those kind of issues.
So do you have your doctors and them lining up that want to be able to address this issue, or do you have to seek out these doctors so that they can, and these specialists to talk about that, or do they, like they're running, I want to speak about it, or
Yeah, it's not difficult to find them because we've
okay.
we've, we've partnered with some of these people um in previous work that we've done.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
so when we approach them and says, we need to address this, they all said, yes, we're gonna
Okay.
help you guys.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and yeah, the
All
people
right.
want to speak. They want to come to the foundation. Whenever we invite people, they're always willing to be there for
Yeah,
us.
for sure.
Okay. Yeah, because sometimes some people, oh no, I just want to do my practice, and
No, 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 no.
they can come to the doctor. So.
Now
No,
these guys, they clear the calendars. They said
Okay.
we'll be there, and they clear the calendars, and they do show up.
Okay. So where is this? Where's it going to be that it has limited seating and stuff like that?
So over the past since COVID, we've been doing it virtually,
Okay.
but we're starting to move into a hybrid situation
Okay.
where we're gonna have people on in person plus online. So this year, our sponsor is Movember. The guys in the moustache. um,
Okay.
so they've given us their location, but we're gonna set a limit of 50 in house.
Okay.
But everything else will be virtual, and so we expect a couple of hundred people
Yeah.
virtual.
Well, they'll come in because they'll be able to come in virtually, and plus that's good. At least they're in their own homes, so it's just
Exactly.
handling the questions
Yep.
that people want to ask, so we can get everybody all at once.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
we manage all of that,
Yeah.
question, and we do get a lot of questions from people around the world, from Jamaica,
Okay.
the UK, people put questions into the chat. We're able to.
Okay.
And we have an excellent lineup of speakers who are ready, willing, and able and
to.
they're experienced enough in their space and
Mm-hmm.
ready to answer all the questions that your listeners might have.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there's a lot of listeners out there.
Yeah.
There's like 12 million
Bring them
people.
on.
There's a lot of people, and a lot of people get this is real life matters, and this is something that's a very important matter, a prostate matter. So this is why we do this, so educate people, and by you guys just coming on and telling everybody about everything. We were laughing about some things, but this is a serious thing. But those are things that people men, you tell men, go, oh look, I'm healthy, I'm drinking, I have my sour sap, I have my thing, I drink that every day faithfully, I make it and grind it myself. Yeah, but that's not the point. The point is you need to go and get checked, a blood test. Do you do that every day? No, I don't think so. You know what I mean? But it's to get the men out.
Yes.
To do that, and just don't think that everything is the digital one that goes up in the rectum area. And no, they can test it, as you heard from Anthony and you heard from Ken. You can get tested other ways. But then if you're not sure, you can always reach out to them and go down to the facility there. I don't know, where are you guys located?
We're in Brampton.
Oh,
but the testing is
or go to the doctor.
Yeah, we do the testing across the city. We set up pop-up locations where we we do the testing.
So just go to the website. They can go to the website, or
whenever we have the next, we'll advertise it on the website, and you just go and show up. It's free.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's free testing. That's a good word. Free.
At our website, www.thewalnutfoundation.com, or they can email us info@thewalnutfoundation.com, and one of us will return your call, your inquiry. All right,
It'll be Anthony. No. No, Anthony can. Somebody
will.
Somebody. No, somebody will get. They can't handle all the inquiries. All right. So they can just go to the website. You guys on any social medias or anything like that, or
Instagram, Facebook. We're on Twitter, X.
Okay.
And everything.
You see, people, so you have no excuse. And the entertainers out there, hello. The ones I interview a lot of them, you guys need to go and get tested. Don't be sitting up there thinking, oh, I'm in the entertainment. No, it can happen to anybody, and a lot of entertainers and a lot of different people. So you need to get tested when you go to the doctor and you go out. Just like how the women have to, women's always at the doctor. Well, the men going to have to be at the doctor too.
Just want your listeners to know, prostate cancer is no respecter of persons.
That's it.
And they need to get themselves checked.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing, a lot of people say they have a clean out, so they don't got that.
Right.
That doesn't.
You still have to. They still have to do this.
Get tested.
Yeah, but you hear all these things, right? So what I'm saying is, people say those are excuses. So it's no excuse.
No excuse.
No more excuses. But it's been a pleasure, Anthony, Henry, and Ken, Noel, for coming here, sharing your stories, sharing what the Walnut Foundation does, telling everybody, you men, don't be such hard-headed. And I can say it. They don't have to say it. I can say it because I'm the boss.
You're the boss.
I guess, don't be hard-headed. Go and get tested. And as early as they said, in the Black community, the Black, African, wherever you're coming from, the Caribbean, and if you're born in Canada, you're born in the US, and you're Black, go and get your test, your blood test. It takes a second to go do it, and then they can give you back your results. And if they give you, even if it's a negative result, don't jump up and down. You can call the Walnut Foundation here, or to seek your, to get some advice on what to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
So basically, I said that.
When we do our screenings, we also give you a free haircut and
Oh yeah.
And food
sometimes
as
even a
well.
massage.
Yes.
Okay, people, you hear
Yes,
that
sir.
one, right? It's not me. Not it's not DBoss. It's Anthony and Ken. You're getting whoever you get a you get a shape up or shape good thing up. Well, now they got people wearing their beards and all that. So and those are expensive. Those people got those beards are expensive because you got to do a shampoo on that too.
Mm.
All right, because I'm telling you the truth. All right. So I'll expect you guys to come back again next year and talk
Sure.
to me. And
For sure. Thanks for having us.
yes, yes, yes. And yet
Let's
this is
get the word out. Let's all start talking about this thing. Let's all become a part of the conversation on prostate cancer and better prostate health.
right. And you're
Thanks
hearing
for
it from
having
the
us.
horse's mouth, Ken and Anthony.
Yes, we're going to be changing the landscape of prostate cancer in this country.
All right.
That's
All
our
right.
goal.
So everybody, good night. And
Good
bye
Good
for
night.
night.
now. And follow them and get information and go to the conference. If you don't make that, well, you could reach out to them. Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Take
Thank
care,
you. Thank you
DBoss.
All
very much.
right.
Peace.